Welcome to what will be the third video in this mini series of this what originally would have been a course but is now exclusively for my mastermind group. I did do the third video. I have completed the third video already, but for some reason it didn't upload, so you're going to get a completely different one. We talked about mindset already, albeit very briefly. These videos are as short as I can make them, and we all know that's difficult for me. But really, mindset is very, very, very important. So, if anyone wants to chat with me on a one-to-one basis about that side of the business, it's not the most interesting side of any sort of coaching or course, but it is essential, and it's a stumbling block for so many people that if you want to individually just chat to me, I'm quite happy if I could spare a few moments here and there to do that for you, because believe me, it's often essentially what stops people from moving forward. But anyway, that said and done, I think I promised a third one to be about how do you know you're in a buyer's market. So basically, it's almost skipping choosing a niche. And so I'll briefly talk about that. Choosing a niche, well, you really should be looking at things that you're interested in, because you have to maintain this. You have to keep going. You have to write stuff on this. You have to create videos. You have to whatever way of you're going to be doing things. Although we're actually talking about just literally using an autoresponder. So, but still, nevertheless, you do. Productivity creation sort of spreads. It's like a ripple on a pond. It spreads out to all different places, and you've got to be interested in what you're talking about. One, if you're not, then you don't become authentic. People see through that very quickly. People aren't stupid. People see through these things. We've got a natural ability to be able to spot people who aren't being real. So, you have to look at your hobbies and your interests and things that you may well want to be interested in and haven't had time. These are all avenues in which you can expand into and create a living with. There's all the evergreen niches, of course. They sort of keep fit, lose weight. The health and wellness, and it just goes on and on and on. There's just loads and loads of people will always want to lose weight. People always want to play better golf. There's hundreds of niches that are just always there, and you have to burrow in and choose your area in them mostly. But how do you know that you are in a buyer's market? Well, and I've done this on so many times when I've coached, and I haven't changed my opinion on this at all. If you go into one of the big news agents, we call them news agents in the UK. I'm sure they're called other things in other parts of the world, but a place where it sells magazines, etc. One of those that has, massive shelves of lots and lots of different magazines. If your chosen niche that you're interested in working in has a magazine being sold on it, then you can bet your bottom dollar that it's probably a buyer's niche, because these publishing companies very, very rarely make mistakes. They don't invest their money into these things, into these areas, unless there really is people wanting to buy it. And if people want to buy it, then people are likely to want other things that go with it. So there's your market. It is not written in stone that works. There are a few niches that sort of creep in that are massive but don't have sort of a buyer's sort of element to them. One of those is diabetes. Diabetes is I'm diabetic myself. I actually did try and get into the diabetic market many, many years ago and failed, because there literally isn't much to sell anyone. And people are always after information in that market, because people are being diagnosed as diabetic every single day. It's a growing trend in the Western world, and in fact in Asia and places now where fast food restaurants are springing up. But the drug companies give stuff away for free to hold people into buying their products, and there's very little to actually sell anyone bar the information. You could write courses on it and sell those, and you can certainly write books and sell those, or sell other people's books and courses. But unless you go down the avenue of snake oil salesman type thing where you're trying to talk about some product in some Amazonian jungle where the local natives never suffer from diabetes because they've got this plant or something, some extract from a plant that's going to miraculously cure your diabetes in 30 days. Well, I don't suggest that. That's not authentic. We know it's rubbish. We know it's not true. The medical world will be all over it otherwise, and it's lies. And I certainly don't recommend going down that route. I won't do it myself, and I wouldn't suggest you. And the other thing to look at, of course, is the fact that when you look at a buyer's market, what you're looking at is front-end products, because you've got to have a sales funnel. It's not essential, but it's very important to have a sales funnel. It makes life a lot easier. And a sales funnel can consist of a front-end product from $10 to $50, something that someone will buy because they see it, and they think, wow, it's very useful to me. It's what I want. And then you have an upsell of something that's in a mid-range product, and hopefully your niche will have something that you can sell of an upper-end product, so, that can also enhance that person's quality of life or, business, whatever. But then you've got the complete sales funnel all the way through. But if you go into a newsagent that has these magazines, if there's a magazine on it, and if there's more than one magazine on it, then you are almost certainly in what we call a buyer's market. Same as those dummy books. If there's a dummies book written about your topic, then there's a buyer's market, and it means that people are buying products in that market consistently. Now, if it hasn't got the up-end market, if you can't sell things for over $1,000 or something like that, it may be that you can still have multi-levels of sales coming from smaller priced items. So it still works in a way, just easier to sell, have something big in the sales funnel that actually every now and again someone buys, because that really generates a bigger income for you. But lots of ways of looking at it, really. But you certainly do need it to be in this, what we call a buyer's niche. So to me, that's the best way of looking to see what's out there. Of course, you can also look on sales platforms all over the place, like JVZoo and ClickBank and things like that, and you can see how many products there are in a certain niche. If you go onto ClickBank and there's like 10 products in your niche, it's probably a good idea that, good suggestion, I should say, that there are that you're in the right place for it. So anyway, I'm going to stop this video now because I'm warbling on a little bit, but it's just a nice little tip or two there, just to sort of be looking to make sure that you're in a place where people are actually buying products, and always operate in a niche that you are interested in. It doesn't matter you don't know much about it, as long as you're going to be interested enough to learn. That's the important bit.